Hopefully it works. Hopefully the internet is good enough. The Wi-Fi is good enough. Is it good enough is the question. No worries. I'll try my best here. Are we back on? Brilliant. Right. I'm really, really sorry, guys. I'm back live again. I've lost my flow a little bit. The internet's played up, but I'm back again. I'm going to do my best. Does anyone ever feel behind in life? I'm just typing this in and I'm going to start speaking again. And then I'm going to leave it there. I'll just adjust it the best I can. There we go. Does anyone ever feel behind in life? So the pressure to be sorted by a certain age, the pressure to be, there's a pressure, isn't there? It's like an unwritten social expectation of people to be sorted in life by a certain age. Like, I felt it recently. It's like, have you got kids? No. Do you own your own home? Me, personally, I don't. I rent. And it's like, oh, well, you can be made to feel guilty sometimes. Like, oh, what are you going to do when you're older? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? Do you ever feel behind in life? Yes. I didn't do a university degree until I was in my 30s, later 30s. Some people never go to university, which is absolutely fine. Should I have my own business? Those types of things. They can go on and on and on. There's lots of societal pressures depending upon which country that you're from. Sandra's saying, Brad, I feel behind in life. I feel like I started late with career dependence and independence. I don't really feel bad about it because we're never late to anything. We all have our own timeline. I like that, Sandra. It's really well said. I'm just going to pin that comment. Thank you. I'm just going to go through that again. You do feel behind in life. You feel like you started late. Snap. Yeah, a lot of people do. I don't really feel bad about it, though, because we're never late to anything. We've got our own timeline. We have. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Well said, basically. Sandra says, but I definitely overthink it sometimes. It's hard out there because there's a lot of pressures for sure. Of course there is. Lots of pressures. Lots of, what do they call it? Everyone thinks, oh, peer pressure. Oh, it's what teenagers get peer pressure. It's not just teenagers that get peer pressure. People do. Humans do. Peer pressure can come in different shapes and forms as well. Anyway, I'll carry on. The pressure to be sorted by a certain age in life. Yes, absolutely feel that. Comparing yourself to people online. Yeah, comparing yourself to people online. Comparison is a thief of joy, which I keep saying. And looking online, you're looking on Facebook, they look like they're having the perfect life. They've got everything sorted. They've got the 2 kids. They've got the husband-wife scenario. They're driving the BMWs and Mercedes or whatever they've got. And then you can look at that, and they're always on holiday, and they have really nice holiday pictures, and they go to the gym all the time, and they've got the perfect bodies, and they've got the perfect life, and they've got the perfect story, and they've got the perfect pictures. And then we can compare ourselves to those types of things. But it's not the same, is it? We all have our own timeline, like Sandra said. We all have our own path, like Sandra said as well. I suppose everyone can feel behind sometimes, even people who seem ahead. Everyone can feel like they're behind because it depends how hard you are on yourself, I suppose. Those types of things can occur, in my opinion. Your personal story or moment that you've felt behind, my personal story. Story of my life, I think. Let me just go to this a moment. story of my life, really. I felt like I've been behind most of my life. Yeah. When I went to university, it's 2018, I started university, but before I did that, I needed functional skills in maths and English in the UK, because basically my GCSEs were absolutely bloody terrible. When I was a teenager, my GCSE results were shit, in a nutshell. And then, but I carried on work. I've worked all my life. I'm 43 now. I started work at 16. I've not stopped working. I've never not had a job. I've always been on it. I've worked in lots of different jobs, whatever, but I wanted to go to university. Got to 2018. I thought, they want your GCSE results. And I thought, oh, shit, my GCSE results couldn't get me into university. So I had to do, sorry, long story short, I had some MVQs, vocational courses, which helped with the points towards it. However, I didn't have maths and English, so I had to go to a college once a week to do my maths and English. Sorry, I'll read your comment in a moment. And long story short, I eventually did it. Then I went to university and I began with everyone else, and they'd already done like a foundational course with regards to university. And I'll speak the best I can. And I felt like everyone was ahead of me. I felt that they were all ahead of me. They were writing essays, and I felt like so dumb, and I was so behind. I was working my ass off, but I still felt like I was behind. They'd do some of these people would do it all at the last minute. They do the essays at the last minute. They complete all the essays at the last minute, and I was just doing it slowly on my own, taking months and months and months, hours and hours and hours. And then they get their results, and their results be better than mine. I used to get really jealous. I think, oh my God, I've spent 3 months on this. They've spent 3 days on it, and they've got a better mark than me. And it felt really annoying and really frustrating. Anyway, long story short was, though, eventually I did a 3-year nursing degree, 2018 to 2021. And eventually I ended up with top marks. I got really good, but I was behind to begin with, and it didn't feel good. So anyway, I'll go to the comments, guys. So Sandra's saying, I definitely overthink it sometimes. It's hard out there. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure, yeah, there is, to do this, to do that. I agree. Sandra's then saying, I followed a guy who had it all and that, and he looked great, but ended up committing suicide. But his life and family seemed perfect. Wow. What was the backstory to that, Sandra, if you don't mind me saying, or do you not know? Yeah, some people can look like they've got it all. They've got the looks. They're athletic. They're strong. They look really good. They look like Brad Pitt. They look like they've got the best family. They've got loads of money. They're looking golden, but you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You never know. You never know. I'm just going to have a sip of water, guys. One moment. Yeah, some people can appear to have it all, man. And we can get jealous of those people. Sometimes a little bit jealous is good. Like it can give you a kick up the arse. It can give you inspiration to do well. A bit jealous is good, but when it's envy, it can be bad. It can be bad for you. Potentially, let's say. Anyway, I'll carry on. How sometimes progress can be. I'm going to my notes a moment, guys. Sorry. Progress is invisible, and suddenly it's obvious. Like on here, oh my God, I turn up on a regular basis. I've been doing this since the 30th of December 2024 up until now. I've been creating content several times per week consistently. Am I monetized? No. Have I got tons of subscribers? No, I'm not quite there yet. I know I'm not, but I'm doing my bloody best. So am I getting instant results? No, I'm really not. But I know that's going to change at some point. That is going to change. That situation is going to change. One video, one moment, one thing will change. But sometimes it feels like you're putting in loads of work and you're not getting much return. You're not seeing the instant results. I'm not with this. I'm being real here. I'm really not. I turn up the best I can. I communicate the best I can. I put a lot of thought and energy into what I'm talking about the best I can, as imperfect as that is. And then the growth is very, very slow. Being a YouTuber, trust me now, is not easy. Most people don't make it. Loads don't. I think it's about 95% don't make it. Even if you get 1,000 subscribers, people don't become monetized. And even when people do become monetized, it's not like, you're not Billy Big Bollocks. You're not going to be on loads of money to begin with. It just isn't like that. You've got to love what you're doing to be able to continue to do it, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Sanders saying, and I don't know Brad, he was called Twitch. Wow, it's a different name. And he worked with Ellen DeGeneres on her show, right? Does anyone know? Obviously, everyone's heard of Ellen DeGeneres. There's a guy called Twitch. He looked like he's got it all. He was on a show. He was funny, danced amazingly well, and was just a positive, fun person. And apparently, he suffered with depression. Oh, that's really sad. So he looked like he got it all. He had a really good job. Imagine working on a primetime American TV show. I don't know what he did. I don't know that person, Twitch, but he's probably well paid, got a good job, healthy, good looking, can dance, he's funny, dance amazingly, like Sanders said. He's looked like he's appeared to be a positive, fun person. But underneath all that perfection, underneath all that persona, that mask, is someone who's depressed, someone who's sad, really, to say the least. Sanders then said he had a beautiful wife, lovely house, and cute kids on Instagram. He seemed like he has it all. He was a DJ on the show. So this person who had it all, big house, lovely house, Instagram, famous, worked for Ellen DeGeneres. A lot of people might be jealous of this person. This person then therefore killed themselves. Oh, it's really sad, Sander. But it's a really good example of you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in someone's life underneath everything, do you? You have no idea. You have no idea. So you could be jealous of somebody potentially who looks like they've got it all, but they haven't. You don't know what people are going through. You never, never, ever know. That's why it's important to be kind and understanding. Obviously, at the same time, with respecting yourself, of course. If someone's being rude and nasty to you, then you've got to put barriers in place, haven't you? You've got to put, what's it called? Boundaries in place. Sorry, I forgot the word. Sanders then saying his wife noticed him changing Brad, and seven months later he killed himself. Oh, that's really sad. I think I know. I think I remember who it was, actually. I think I remember who that was. A vague memory of who that was. Yeah. That's how things can go. That's why it's important to talk about things. That's why it's important to have emotional intelligence. And that's why it's important to work through your problems, talk through your problems sometimes, so you don't end up down that dark road potentially. It's usually men that do it as well. I say it all the time. It's usually men that kill themselves. Sorry, I know it sounds shit, but that's the truth. That's the truth. They say it's hard being a woman, and I'm sure it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit that. It'll be hard for a woman in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of arguments that be good arguments to back that up. But men have it hard too in different ways. It's hard to be a human. It's hard to exist in this world sometimes. Let's just say that. It's hard in different ways for different people. That's why I have talk about what I talk about. That's why my channel is about, a lot of what my channel is about is dealing with these difficult situations, trying to talk through these difficult situations, growing through these difficult situations. That's what my channel's about. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Anyway, I'll carry on with what I'm talking about. One moment. Does anyone here ever feel like you're not where you should be? Does anyone here feel like, do you know what? I should be somewhere else. I should be at this point, or I should be at that point. I should have done this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Say it again. Should have, would have, could have. That's what kind of, I should have done this. I would have done that. And that type of thinking can go on, can't it? Mario says hi. Hi, Mario. Princess Peach Showtime and Princess Daisy. Right. Oh yeah, Princess Peach is on the Mario game, isn't it? How are you, Mario? Hope you're okay. Obviously, you seem like you are a fan of Mario. It's a good game. It's a good game. There's good games, should I say. There's quite a few games to that. So let me go back to what I was saying. Anyone out here feel like you're not where you should be? Yep, snap. All the fucking time. So hard on myself. I should have done this. I should be at this point now. If I'd have done this, if I'd have been smart when I was 20 and I'd saved up my money, I could have had a house or my own house, could have had my own business. But the reality is, when I was 20, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was a chav. I was a bit of an idiot. I was a naughty boy. I was a naughty boy. Trust me. I was bad, and I was an idiot. So I didn't know what I was doing. So how could I achieve those things at that point? Very difficult to do so. What's one area you could wish you could speed up in your life? Is another question. I'm going to type that question in one moment, guys. Does anyone feel like you're not where you should be? I think that's a human thing to think, in my opinion. Does anyone feel like they're not where they should be? Let me just move that. Okay, Sandra's saying, okay, thank you, Sandra. I believe that, one more, let me turn that back on me. I believe that we are all different and have different circumstances, upbringings, intelligence, and starting points in life. Very well said, Sandra. Therefore, we all have different journeys in lives and life choices. I think that's amazing. That's a really, really good comment. Thank you, Sandra. I'll pin that comment. I'm going to break Sandra's comment down because it's really, really good. We all have different circumstances, don't we? We all have different bodies. We have advantages being a woman. You have advantages being a man, depending on what you're doing. There's advantages depending on that. There's advantages depending on your build, your genetics, your parents, geographically where you're born. Imagine if you're born in Uganda or Ethiopia. Your mum and dad have got AIDS and you've got AIDS and you've just born and everyone's starving and there's only some dirty drink. There's hardly any water to drink and that's what you're born into and there's no work, there's nothing. All you've got is AIDS, which sounds horrible, and you're born with that. Your circumstances are a lot different to someone who's going to be born in England, for example. And this person in England might think that they're not doing so well. They might not have, they've got a working class mum and dad or whatever it is. We all have different start points and we also have different versions of fucking success. Is it fair? No, is it fuck? Sorry, guys, it's not fair. It really isn't. It's just, I wish it was, but it's not. But we definitely sound the same. We definitely don't have the same circumstances. We have different upbringings as well. Some people are very, very lucky. They've got loving, kind, amazing parents. Maybe your mum and dad are a doctor or a lawyer and they're really healthy. That would be ideal. They're wealthy, they're healthy, they're emotionally intelligent, and they push you in the right directions. They send you to private school. You're on a winner there if you're born into that situation. However, most people aren't. It's not how it works. Let me just read through, sorry. Different intelligence, different starting points in life. Like I've just said, we all have different starting points in life. It's like doing a 400-meter race and some people start off at meter 300 and you're starting off at 0. Some people are starting off at minus 1,000. And you know what I mean? It's like different starting points. Doesn't mean you can't do well in life, but it's a lot harder to do so depending on what your starting point is. Therefore, we all have different journeys and lives and life choices. Absolutely. Sanders then saying, I was in survival mode. Sorry, I'll speak again. I was in survival mode all through my 20s, while others were probably living lives and creating their journeys. We all have different families and dynamics, and we should be softer towards ourselves. Absolutely, Sander. Very, very well said. Again, I think your 20s are just a mess a lot of the time, unless you've got really good guidance. Oh, your 20s are just, I think they're just so up and down. Just underdeveloped as a human, as an adult, aren't you, in your 20s, man? Well, I was. It's really difficult, mate. It really is. I found my 20s. Everyone goes, oh, it's shit getting older. And there's shit things to getting older. Don't get me wrong. I don't look as good as I used to. I can't exercise the same as I used to. I love exercising, but I can't do it as much as I used to. But I think mentally I'm so much better, calmer, know myself better. In my 20s, I was a mess. So there's pros and cons to everything. So I'm saying we are all conditioned to believe these things, Brad, from our families, societal standards and rules that are human-made and produced. Absolutely. You spelt there not wrong. It's that. I know. I rushed spelling that, Sander. I probably spelt it wrong. You're right, but I'm not going to alter it because I have to type it all back in again. It only lets me write so many characters, and I do it as fast as I can. But I get what you say. Thanks for. You're right. I spelt it wrong. So yeah, I completely resonate with not feeling like I'm not where I should be. I feel like I should be somewhere. I suppose it can give you a kick up the arse sometimes, can't it? Like I should be doing something else. I could have done this. I should be doing more. And that's what pushes me, motivates me to do more, though. It motivates me to turn up doing this, even though I don't get the results straight away, even if it's not growing as much as I'd like it to. I'm not getting as many responses as I'd like it to. I'm not getting as many subscribers as I'd like it to. I'm turning up though, and I'm communicating the best way I can in an honest manner. I'm trying to help people the best way I can, and again, in an honest manner. And it pays off in different ways as well. Helps you to, doing this helps you to self-reflect, helps you to work on yourself. Anyway, I'll carry on. So, you're not behind. You're not behind. You're just early in the process. So you're not behind. You're early in the process. I'm going to move on, guys. I'm going to have a sip of water again. Because speaking makes me thirsty. It really does. I hope the internet's working. Hasn't been working so well today. It's been very on and off. So the next one I'm going to ask is this. Does anyone ever feel lonely or disconnected? In life, let's say. I'll just type this in. Let me just minimize that a little bit. I like to keep that there so people know what we're talking about. Does anyone ever feel lonely, disconnected in life? Sanders speaking again. Let me see what Sanders got to say. Brad, I saw a guy in a wheelchair earlier and felt so grateful. Put the light back on me there. You felt so grateful that you can walk. Let's also really try to be softer to ourselves. We need more grace and softness I'm in that stage of you're in that stage of your life. Absolutely, Sander. One moment. But just get comfortable. You saw a guy in a wheelchair. Oh God, yep. Struggling probably. And yeah, we forget the gifts that we have. We forget that's appreciation, isn't it? It's sad. It's sad that you have to sometimes you've got to see someone else struggling to realize what you've got, to be grateful for what you have. Your health's everything, man. Fucking really is. Your health is everything. Being pain-free and healthy is a huge, huge, huge fucking thing. Do we forget that? Yeah, we do. We forget that. We absolutely fucking forget that. And sometimes we've got to see someone else struggling for to remind us of that. A lot of people go through some shit. They really do. I work as a nurse. I work as a scrub nurse. I work in hospitals. So I see a lot of suffering. I see some horrendous things. I see some very sad things on a daily basis. I see good things as well. Don't get me wrong. I see positive things. I see people getting healthier. I see people getting fixed because I work in theatres. But sometimes I see some sad things too. You know, I see a lot of suffering sometimes. It's and it is just having that appreciation. Like Sandra's saying, having that you're grateful. She's grateful that she can walk. And let's try to be softer. Try to be kinder to ourselves in life, Sandra. Absolutely. We shouldn't beat ourselves up so much. It's okay. Not every day is going to be your best either. I agree with you, Sandra. Absolutely. We need more grace and we need more fucking softness, especially in this world. Especially, yeah, I get you. Sandra's then saying, I'm trying to figure out who I fully am, Brad. Yeah, I get that. I sometimes feel like I should socialize more, but I never really feel like the need to, like an introvert type of thing. So you feel like you want to go out somewhere, you book somewhere to go to a concert or a meal, and it could be really good on paper. You're thinking, oh, happy days, I'm going to do something really good here. I'm going to go out somewhere. It's going to be amazing. And then you get to the day and you think, I hope they cancel. I hope it doesn't. I hope I don't go. I can't be bothered, etc., etc. I do that too. I get that. You're saying because work takes up a lot of your energy. Yeah, it can do, can't it? It can do. And you're very fussy and picky. Are you very fussy and picky with your time? Are you very fussy and picky with your energy? I suppose you've got to be, haven't you? Especially especially as you get older, I suppose. You've only got so much time. You've only got so much energy. You want to spend it around people that are good to you, that treat you well, that respect you. Therefore, protecting your energy, Sander. Sander's then saying, I choose to have around. Sorry, I'm going to start again. You feel very fussy and picky about who you choose to have around in your life. I worked really hard to achieve personal peace. I worked on myself to allow just anyone coming into your life. Yeah, you've got to. A lot of the time as well, I find, because I used to session whatever, the easiest people to become friends with, in my opinion, they're not good friends. They can be very toxic, don't get me wrong. But people that are session and stuff like that, they'll welcome you with open arms straight away. Well, I'm not saying that's a good thing, because they're session, they're taking drugs or drinking. The more intelligent people in life tend to be picky about who they have in their lives. I think that's smart. You've got to protect your energy. You don't want to be surrounded by people that are going to bring you down. You don't want to be surrounded by people that are going to suck your energy away from you. They're going to bring you problems. You don't want that, man. It's life's too short and life's too hard to have people that are going to drag you down, in my opinion. You've got to be mindful who you spend your time with. You've got to be mindful who you share. Also, what's that other saying? Don't cast pearls amongst pigs. Don't cast pearls amongst fucking pigs. There's no point giving your best to people that don't appreciate you. No. Could that make you feel lonely or disconnected in life because you don't feel like you've got anyone that understands you around you? Absolutely, it can. Going back to topic there a little bit as well. I think there's a loneliness epidemic in society, especially for men. I think some women as well, of course. I think, how do we live now? People are less together now, especially in England. We're all isolated doing our own thing. We're all busy. It's the rat race in England to an extent if you're working. And then you've only got so much time and energy, and people have just become a little bit more isolated, living on their own. And a lot of men are in that equation, some women as well, of course. So that can feel, I think there's a loneliness epidemic really within society, within England, let's say. I don't know about the rest of the world. There's that disconnect is definitely apparent. That's why people go online to connect with people sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just how it is. Do our phones, does technology, the rise of the iPhone, let's say, the smartphone, Android, whatever, the devices that you're on right now, does that disconnect us in a way? Does that isolate us in a way? It sucks in our eyes, it sucks in our attention. That can lead to feeling lonely or disconnected too, in my opinion. I'm going to go back to Sanders' comments one moment. Sanders saying that I do feel like I don't belong and perhaps feeling disconnected as well, because people seem to be shallow, unaware of themselves and others. They're everywhere, and I struggle expressing myself to people fully. Well, you are going to do. Yep, welcome to my world. I completely understand that. I'm going to break that down. I do feel like I don't belong and perhaps disconnected too, because people seem to be shallow. Yes, people they focus on looks, they focus on clothes, they focus on what car you have. Therefore, that's the shallow thinking, superficial thinking. They're unaware, they're not aware of their own selves, they're not aware that their behavior could impact others. They don't think about that at all. And there's a lot of these people throughout society, a lot of people that are unaware and basically sleepwalking. And you're going to struggle to express yourself to those people because they can only meet you based on their level of perception, can't they? That's it. Therefore, what's that going to make you feel like? Disconnected. It's going to make you feel disconnected. Sanders is saying it's difficult to open up and engage with unaware, selfish humans for me. And there's a lot out there, like just a lot. There's loads. Yeah, that's the way it is. And maybe the ones that are smarter, let's say more open-minded, might not be around those types of people anyway. They might be elsewhere. Are there places in the world where there's more of these types of people is the question. Or less of those types of people. And how would you gauge that? How would you measure that? How would you figure that out? Maybe to do with education. Maybe to do with, I don't know how you'd find. It's better to be around people that are open-minded, in my opinion, though. Absolutely. People that are more mindful, people that are more respectful. We need more of people like that in the world. To be kinder and more open-minded, Brad, yeah, naturally. Just that alone's a good thing, a great thing, let's say. Sorry, my ring light keeps playing up a little bit. It's all right. It's all good. So, like Sanders just said, speaking my best I can now, it's feeling surrounded by people but still feeling alone. So you feel like you're surrounded by loads of people, but you still feel like you're on your own. You still feel lonely. That's sad, isn't it? That's what can happen. You're around loads of people and they're talking. None of them really know you. They don't even want to get to know you. They don't even try to get to know you. You speak about certain topics that are more deeper or emotionally intelligent type of topics, whatever it is, and they'll just ignore you, or they'll laugh at you, they'll change topics, they'll not engage in those types of conversations. And then you think to yourself, I can't even be myself because they're not even going to see me for who I am. They don't even understand me. They don't even want to get to know me. They don't even care about me. And therefore, you will feel lonely. Therefore, you will feel disconnected in those types of situations. How do I know? I've lived it. And I still experience it quite often. Not all the time. But maybe that's just the way it is. You have to accept these things to an extent, don't you? Because otherwise you're just going to feel horrible about it. Anyway, Sandra's saying, yes, that's the people I want to be surrounded by. They're people that are open-minded. What I created, this channel is about that. This channel is about that. This channel is about being open-minded. This channel is about being introspective. This channel is about growth. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be popular? Probably, maybe not. Maybe at some point it will, but that's the way it is. That's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I like to talk about. That's what I'm about as a person. And for me to even be able to continue this whole YouTube journey that I'm on, which is going to be a long marathon. Trust me, it's going to be a long marathon. This one takes years and years and years. For me to even be able to do that, it's got to be with topics and conversations that are interesting, that are going to encourage true growth. Let's say. So I'm saying I'm one of a kind. Thanks, Sandra. It's very kind of you to say. Sandra, thank you for commenting. It really helps. It really helps. Do you like to dig deeper? Yeah, I do. I like to think, why is this happening? Why am I doing this? What could be better? Let's find out what's underneath this. Let's find out what's around the corner from that. Let's figure out why that's working. Let's try to be intelligent about things. That type of thinking. So I'll move on anyway. Back to, of course, why does anyone feel lonely or disconnected in life? This is why nighttime can make the emptiness feel louder, because you're on your own thoughts. That's when that can kick in. Absolutely. I'll move on anyway. Loneliness isn't a weakness, though. If you're feeling lonely in life, I'm sorry if you do. I've been there. It's not a weakness. It's a signal. It's not a weakness. It's a signal. If you're feeling that emotion of loneliness, then it's something like, right, something's not quite right. It's your emotional guidance system. Treat it as your emotional guidance system. What does that mean, emotional guidance system? It's your emotions saying, oh, something's not quite right. Need to work on that. Let's try and change that. I'll move on. There's a difference between being alone and being abandoned. Being alone. Like sometimes we choose to be alone because we need to recharge. If you're introverted, you want to recharge, don't you? So being on your own, sometimes it's you choose that. You want that. Sometimes being alone is a great thing. Sometimes you need not to be in a relationship, don't you? Sometimes the best thing to do is not be in a relationship, because you need to work on yourself. You need to heal. You need to work through your own emotional baggage, your own trauma, your own things. And sometimes you've got to do that on your own. So you choose to be alone. But the difference is when you're abandoned. Being abandoned can happen physically. People can just leave your life or whatever. Or sometimes it can occur via... How else can it occur? Being abandoned could be people just abandon you mentally, unconsciously, like I said before. They don't try to get to know you. They don't listen to you. They don't value what you have to say. They don't value you as a person. They don't know you. They put you in a box sometimes as well. Some people will put you in a box. They'll think that they know you. They'll label you. But their perception is so narrow-minded that they put you in this box based on that narrow-mindedness, short-sightedness. But really, they don't have the ability to look at you as a whole person. So they miss out on loads of good points about you. They don't know what you're capable of. Can you change that? No, a lot of the time you can't. It's just the way it goes. The way it is sometimes, I suppose. Anyway, I'll move on. But could that make you feel abandoned? Yeah, abandoned by your own family, abandoned by your friends or your quote-unquote friends. They couldn't... It can be difficult. It can make you feel lonely. Right. I'm going to move on in a moment. Sorry, guys. I'm going to mention a quote. I hope I'm still online. I hope the internet's still working. But problems with the internet tonight. I'm really, really sorry. There are more people who feel like you and the way that you think more than you'd believe. They just don't say it out loud sometimes. I'll say this quote again. There are more people who feel like you than you'd actually think. They just don't say it out loud sometimes. That's how it goes. You might not notice these people all the time within society. Sometimes they're quiet. Sometimes I find as well, it's always the loud ones, isn't it, that appear to be the most confident. They might talk really confidently, and they're always the ones that, they know it all. They're the confident ones. They're really loud. They're really vocal. But sometimes the fucking smartest person or the smartest people are the quiet ones. The quiet ones who know the most. But no one listens to them because they lack the assertion. They don't have the voice. So sometimes in society, the wrong people are getting listened to. The wrong people are being followed. That's a very nice thought, Brad. Yes, what the quote you mean? Yeah, I agree. I'm going to put another question here. I'm doing the best I can. What's a Q&A sticker? I don't want to put that in. Sorry, one moment. One moment, guys. Sorry. I'm just typing something in. Done. Let me just put that in. One moment. I spelled background wrong as well. Excuse my writing. I'm not writing it again, though, because it just takes forever. Does anyone here just need a voice in the background tonight? What type of voice is that going to be? Is the question, I suppose. Anyone here just need a voice in the background tonight? What do I mean by that, Brad? Good question. I suppose that voice in the background, I suppose it's that voice in the background that's going to be your cheerleader, isn't it? The cheering you on a little bit. The voice in the background that's saying that everything's okay. The voice in the background that's saying you've done your best. The voice in the background that's saying, I don't know, just giving you a bit some reassurance, giving you some love instead of that negative voice that can occur. You know, and the voice in the background that's telling the other voice in the background, you know, you've got the devil on your shoulder, you've got the angel on your shoulder. You've got the positive thoughts. You've got the negative voice. You've got the cheerleader. That's your background voice. Sorry, I've spelled background wrong on there. Apologise for that. I'm not going to type it again, though. Yeah, sometimes we need that voice in the background that's a positive voice, the voice of reason, the voice of wisdom. The voice, yeah, just the voice that's reminding you how far you've come, the voice that's reminding you how well you've done. That's what I mean by that. Obviously, it's a bit vague, the question, isn't it? But that's what I'd like to think. And we all need that. And then it's also, it's a constant bloody battle in our minds. It really is. We've got all the wisdom, we've got the knowledge, we've got the experience, but negative thoughts still come into my mind. I put myself down. I'm really hard on myself. I'm my own worst critic. No one can put me down more than myself. Nowhere near. Like I've had trolls on here in the past, and they said loads of sick things. It doesn't bother me at all. because I can beat myself up a lot more than they can. But that's not a healthy thing. And sometimes you've got to remind yourself about all the good things that you are. Remind yourself how far you've come. Even if it's just getting through the fucking day. You've had a shit day. It's not been easy. You've had a shit week. You could have had a shit year. Who knows? You get bad years sometimes, don't you? Well, I have once or twice. 1 or 2 bad years, not the best. But you just got to think, I've got through it. I was strong enough to get through it. I was strong enough to manage. Therefore, relating to the voices in the background. So I'm saying I'm back home and doubting myself. And if I've done enough and spent enough time with your family, you're doubting yourself. You're putting yourself down. I'm sorry, Sandra, that you're going through that. And well, the truth is, you've actually turned up. You've actually turned up, which is a great thing. You've gone out of your way. You've saved up some money to go back home. It costs time. It costs money. It costs money to fly. It costs money for the accommodation. It costs money for the holiday money. You've chose to go on holiday back to where your mum and dad are, which is a great thing. That in itself is a big step and a big deal. Have you spent enough time with your family? I think that you have. I definitely think that you have. Hi, Yorick. How are you? This is my last live in Croatia, mate. And then I'm going back to England. Changing topic a little bit, guys. Hi, Yorick. Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's the algorithm's not been too kind to me recently at all, Yorick. It really hasn't. I feel like my viewings have gone down big time. I'm telling you now, big time, since I've been here. Well, it's last day tomorrow, should I say. Last live. This is the last live I'm doing from Croatia for now. Got to make the best of it. But last day's tomorrow. Last day's tomorrow. Then I'm back on Friday. Back in England on Friday. Got stuff to do. How's life anyway, Yorick? How are you? I'll carry on speaking, sorry. So yeah, it's that voice. Be your own bloody cheerleader, basically, to keep it simple. So let's talk about some grounding techniques. I'll type this in. Grounding techniques. So you're overthinking, you're worried, you're anxious, you're beating yourself up, you feel like you're behind in life. That's you're overthinking, you can't sleep, feel like behind in life, you feel like you're not good enough, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling disconnected, you're not feeling at your best, and it's just a constant spiral in your mind. How are you going to potentially come away from this? It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding. So what's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding? You might have heard of this one before. This isn't for everybody, but it's a potential solution. Okay. So the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding is name 5 things that you can see. So name 5 things that you can see. Then name 4 things that you can feel. That might be a tough one. 4 things that you can actually feel, emotionally feel, I suppose. 3 things that you can touch. 2 things that you can smell. And 1 thing that you can taste. So I'll say it again. These are the grounding techniques. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding. 5 things that you can see. Because imagine you're in this fucking endless spiral in your mind. You're overthinking. You're beating yourself up. You can't sleep. You're really struggling. You're anxious. You're depressed. Whatever it is, these are going to help you a little bit potentially. So 5 things that you can see, which I've said. 4 things that you can feel. Maybe that could do with, I don't know, just the texture of fabric, for example. 3 things that you can touch. 2 things that you can smell and 1 thing that you can taste. Why do I think that could help someone? It's going to get you away from that negative. Imagine that loop, that fucking endless loop. It's going round and round and round. It's very intense. Negative thoughts, negative feelings. And you can't stop the thought process. That's where that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding could help. It's putting the brakes on that loop because it's so powerful. It's charged by emotions. And the next one is box breathing. This is the 4, 4, 4, 4. So 4 breaths in, hold for 4. 4 breaths in, hold for 4. I'll say it one more time. 4 breaths in, hold for 4. This is helping you're focusing on your breathing again. It's that loop that we keep mentioning all the time, going round and round and round and round. That Yorick's just displayed on there. I'll go to the comments in a moment. So that box breathing, there's other breathing techniques that can help. Meditation can help. These are grounding techniques. Ideally, you'd walk in some nice grass area, if it's not too cold, and you're in nature, take your socks off and feel the earth under your feet. Or going for a walk. Walking's so powerful. Anyway, another one is shoulder drop and unclenching your jaw. So you're tense up, you're angry as fuck, you're thinking loads of negative thoughts, you're angry, you're upset, maybe justifiably so, but then it's just relaxing the shoulders down, unclenching the jaw, being conscious of your body, trying to lower those cortisol levels. Another one would be like a little bit of journaling. I'll be with you in a minute. Sorry, Yorick, one moment. So, naming the feeling. I feel I feel annoyed. I feel pissed off. I feel angry. I feel sad. Whatever that feeling is, right? And I feel angry right now because this person was rude to me. I feel sad now because I didn't do what I wanted to do. I felt like I let this person down. You're writing it down, you're journaling it down, you're writing down your feelings and you're explaining your feelings and you're writing those things down. That can help you. These are grounding techniques. These are going to potentially help you come away from that negative spiral, those negative thought patterns, let's say. I'll go to the comments in a moment. Grounding helps your brain shift basically from fight or flight into I'm okay right now, into I'm a bit calmer now. That's what grounding can do. There's probably a lot of other ways that people can do things as well. They're just some of the grounding techniques that can help. Me personally, one of the best ones, in my opinion, is fucking walking. It's so good. Just going for a bloody walk. It just helps. It's such that it's a physical activity and it's just helping you mentally as well. And most people can just put some trainers on and go for it. Let me go back to the comments. Sandra says hi to Yorick. Sandra says, how are you? Yorick is now taking over Mr. Gold's position. Mr. Gold probably sees gold, feels gold, touches gold, and smells and tastes like gold. Like a goldfish, basically, Yorick. Sandra's saying, I've used that technique before, Brad. How's it work for you, Sandra? Yorick was doing the circle there. Thanks for that, Yorick. Sandra's laughing at Mr. Gold. I don't know where Mr. Gold is today, guys. He's not with us, I'm afraid. What's the time there? It's 8 p.m. Is it 8 p.m.? Wow. Yeah, 8 p.m. 1 hour ahead of England, basically. So let me ask some questions, the best I can. He's digging golden nuggets out of somewhere. Probably, all right, yeah. And it's probably spreading the gold somewhere else. Probably does it all day. So I'm going to ask some questions. One moment. That keeps going away from my face, which I don't like. Okay, guys, let me just do that. Hopefully it's minimize it a little bit. Okay, what's one small win or positive moment from today? Has anyone had a small win? These little things, these little reminders, basically it's appreciation. And acknowledging, and not every win's going to be huge. So what's one small win, a positive moment from today? Let me think. My one small win is actually, God, what's a small win from today? I'm on holiday. I've relaxed so much. I'm so rested. I'm usually really, really busy as a person, really, really busy. And I feel so rested, which is a great thing. I've got a bit lazy, if I'm honest. I think doing less makes me feel like I want to do less, if I'm honest. And another thing is I've turned up to do this. I've turned up to do this live. I wasn't really feeling it, but I'm here and I'm keeping going. So I'm proud of that, and that's positive for me. Let me see what else there is. And after this live, I'm going to order some nice, tasty food, which is positive as well. Simple little things, man. Simple little pick-me-ups. Sandra's saying, I think my win from this whole holiday is that I got to spend my time with my family and friends, and I was fortunate I could afford all of that. Absolutely, Sandra. Yeah, you've really treated everybody as well. You've looked after everybody. Yeah, you are fortunate to be able to do that. Not everyone can do that. And you've achieved it. And you put your best foot forward. Yorick saying, I sold something on Facebook. Marketplace is a small win. What have you sold on Facebook, Yorick? Have you got a little business beginning there, Yorick, is the question. What have you sold, and what are you looking at selling other things in the future is the question. Sandra's saying, I look forward to going back to home to England. I miss my bed, my flat, my neighbourhood. Yeah, I agree, Sandra. There's no place like home, as they say, especially if it's your own apartment or whatever. It's your own energy. It should, ideally, your apartment, homes, ideally should be your sanctuary, your place to recharge, a safe place. Sandra's saying you've supported and helped me loads, Brad. Thank you. No worries. Always, always. That's what it should be. You're like saying sports bag. Right, you sold a sports bag. You're looking to sell a big mirror. Go for it. Could you not create your own brand, Yorick, going forward with your YouTube channel? Would you not look into doing that? Maybe. Sandra's saying, I miss my coffee machine, LOL. Yeah. Yeah. It's, oh God. Yeah. Got a DeLonghi coffee machine at home. It's really good. Buying the coffee beans, you can smell the coffee in the bag, the coffee beans as they are. It's just a better version of coffee. It's better than Costa Coffee, better than Starbucks. You pay a few £100 for the coffee machine, depending on which one you buy. But if you look after, if you maintain them, they're really good. And the quality of the coffee is really good. Depends what you want to spend your money on, though. So Yorick sold the sports bag for 20 quid. It's a little win, though. It's a small win. It's something to be grateful for. Sandra's saying, call the brand Mr. Einstein. Not a bad idea. Mr. Einstein. Maybe. Yorick said, I don't know how yet. Maybe in the future, Yorick. I'm thinking of that too eventually. Eventually. Right now, I don't know how though, if I'm honest. So you're saying I've seen people selling on lives look like their own brand of things. Is that what you meant? Yeah, like their own brand of t-shirt or whatever it is, mug. That's a simple, these are really simple ways. There's other ways as well. Merchant, yeah. Merch, basically, yeah. It's doable. I think that's something to look into. It's something to look into. Be nice to have our own business, wouldn't it? You have your own business, something that you're passionate about, something that helps others. Why shouldn't you work towards those things if you want to? Everyone's got their own version of success, of course. So what's one small win, a positive moment from today? Thanks for answering those things. Let me have a sip of water. I appreciate the fact that I've got people come on here, and yeah, I appreciate the fact that I've got a few people coming back. Sounded like to feed people, like my own little food coffee van. Yeah, it's possible. That'd be great, wouldn't it? You could maybe get business loan, Sander. Listen, I'm not an expert at this. You could get a business, you could, let me think of ideas. You could get a business loan and then find out what you need to have that van, etc., work permits from the councils, etc., buy all the materials, and then just go for it. Research about it first, though, of course. Okay, I'm going to move on now. So all these little things, we're thinking about little wins that we've had today. We're being positive, we're being grateful. When you're grateful, it's going to make you feel a bit better. You're not thinking about all the problems. You're not thinking about people that piss you off. You can't control it. It's been and gone. It's thinking more things about gratitude, little wins, small wins. It's all good. So I'm going to move on to what's a small intention that you have for tomorrow? Think of one small intention you want for tomorrow. I put intention, not small. It can be small. Let me just type this in. Sorry, it takes a few moments. Think of one small intention you're setting for tomorrow, yeah? Let me just move that. If it'll just minimize it a little bit. Let me go back to the comments a moment. Food business is always successful, Sandra, as people need to eat. It's very true. With restaurants, sorry, I'm not saying you're running a restaurant. A lot of restaurants fail. Sorry. Food will always sell, though. True. I think it's good to start small, though, potentially. Running from a little van or a little... I remember one guy... Do you remember Oxford? We were in Oxford, and there was this guy, and he had his little coffee place, and he sold pastries and coffee, and that was it. And it was like a little Italian little vehicle, it was. Like, I forgot those bikes. It's like a bike with a little thingy on it. I'm explaining it really badly, but there you go. But it looked really good. What are those bikes? They're Italian. Mods. Vespa. It was a Vespa with like a little trailer on it kind of thing. It looked cute. It looked fashionable, cute, Italian. And it was really basic what he was doing, but it was working for him. And he'd sell the coffee and the pastries from like a local park somewhere. Food businesses is always successful standard as people need to eat. Sorry, I've already read that. Would there be an interest to sell my feet online? They're not bad looking feet. It's another business idea there coming. God, I think there's some people that have foot fetishes. There's got to be somewhat. Oh, maybe there is, Sander.
Yeah.
Just do a foot live stream, just a foot on a live stream, and put it there. And people would be, yeah, they would, especially if it's a female foot. You'd probably get a lot more views than me. I could talk about some things that are really thought-provoking and intellectual, and the foot would beat me all day long by a landslide. With views, it would. Yeah. And Yorick says someone should be a nice stinky work all day feet stream. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, you got that extra tang then, haven't you, Yorick? You think you have to paint your feet gold for Mr. Gold Sander, or he won't be interested? No, he's only Mr. Gold would only be interested in the best, wouldn't he? The best colour, of course. So what small intention are you going to set for tomorrow? My intention for tomorrow is to wake up energized, go to the gym, and just feel good and feel grateful. That's what my intention is for tomorrow. To wake up energized, go to the gym, and then just feel good. Feel good. That's what I want. That's my intention for tomorrow. You guys are still sticking with these feet, though. Let's go with that. It's all good. Another one to release, another thing is, though, as well, a big one, is you're feeling stressed out, feel like you're behind in life, you're overthinking things, you're feeling lonely, or whatever it is. What a really good way to deal with it is through laughter, through just not taking things so seriously. Things don't need to be serious all the time. Things don't need to be deep all the time either. Standard's intention for tomorrow is to have a nice little proper rest day in Split. Absolutely. That's what you should do. 1000%. 1000%. What's your... sorry, I don't know if you're still there, Yorick. Touch the golden toe one last time before leaving. That would actually be a good idea. Touch the golden toe. Make a wish. Santa's saying, and to buy everything I need to take home and manifesting not having the luggage being overweight. Yeah, you don't want to go over the threshold of the weight for the luggage. Yeah, that's a good intention. And therefore, having that intention, once you think that's what I'm working towards, that's what I want, that's what you'll manifest a lot of the time, especially if you keep it simple. Santa's saying the golden toe is the shit, Yorick. It's the fucking shit, Yorick. Funny. Yeah, set the intention. So that's my intention. To feel energized, go to the gym, and just feel good. That's it. I'm not trying to move mountains. It's going to take me away from feeling sorry for myself. It's going to take me away from feeling like I'm behind in life. I'm thinking about what I can do. I'm thinking about what I can actually change. I'm thinking about what I can manifest with my intention. And if you look in a certain direction and you head towards a certain direction, most of the time you'll make it. You'll make it. You'll achieve it. It's doable. Trust me, I'm setting the intention. Instead of having a fearful intention, have a more of a hopeful intention, have a more structured intention. Am I talking about rocket science here? No, I'm not. I'm not talking about rocket science at all. But it's good to have the intention. Anticipate positivity more, anticipate negativity less. So anticipate positivity more, anticipate negativity less. And then see, if you keep doing that, see where you end up. But you've got to keep reminding yourself, because it's so easy to think about the negatives. It's so easy to look at what the problems are. It's so easy to beat yourself up. It's so easy to do those things. You've got to keep reminding yourself of having that positive attention, positive affirmation, positive direction. Sandra's saying, anticipate positivity more and anticipate negativity less. Absolutely. I saw that in a book once. I forgot what the book is. I remember the quote, and it was really good. And I never forgot that. So, surviving a hard day is an achievement sometimes. Shit. The book is called Golden Rules for Life. Oh, you've got to go with that, haven't you? Yeah. That wouldn't be a bad name for a book, by the way. Oh, Sandra's turned into Mr. Gold now. Say my name and believe and I'll appear. All right. Well, yes, that's happening, isn't it? In a different form. So surviving a hard day is an achievement sometimes. Getting through the day is an achievement sometimes. Not feeling at your best. Your energy's rubbish. You feel like you're not really getting anywhere. You don't feel like doing anything. Sometimes just getting through that day, you've done well. You've done the best you can. So sometimes you just got to give yourself a pat on the back and say, I survived it. It was shit. I got through it. And tomorrow, who knows what tomorrow's going to be? Hopefully it'll be better. Please know that you're not alone. And if you showed up tonight, happy days. It shows strength. If you showed up today in your life, it shows strength. It really, really does. I'll keep going with my content. Really done. Tonight doesn't define you. A bad day doesn't define you. Not every day is going to be great. Not every day is going to be, you're not going to be at your best. But it doesn't define who you are. Just because you fucked up, just because you're not feeling good, just because life's not perfect, does not define you as a person. You make it through the day, that counts. You've achieved it. You got through the day. Tomorrow is a fresh reset, not a repeat. Tomorrow's another day. Every dog has his day as well, man. And you matter more than your thoughts. A lot of time our thoughts they're not really, sometimes our thoughts aren't the best, are they? And sometimes I think you can lie to yourself mentally sometimes. You can tell yourself you're not good enough. You can tell yourself you're a failure. You can tell yourself you're behind in life. We can tell ourselves all these shitty things, but you're not those thoughts. You're better than them thoughts. That's not your best self speaking, is it? In a nutshell. So, I'm going to go to open chat, guys. Open chat. Just to go a little bit longer, and then I'll call it a day after that. Open chat. Okay, I'm going to have another sip of water. I'm thirsty. So what have I talked about today? I'll go through it quickly. So this is for the overthinking mind, what I've talked about today. Yorick's saying, I'll go with Yorick, sorry. Yorick's saying, Brad, have you seen that guy? One guy who looks like Mr. Bean? Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, I have. I'm always checking out other people's lives. Uncanny resemblance, absolutely. He's doing the best with what he has, definitely there. Yeah, I've seen him. I keep saying that that millionaire thingy, that guy. Have you not seen that guy that was on about, the millionaire guy? And people talk to him all the time, and he has like a computer voice. So every time you type something in, the computer responds, and it says it. Basically, you write what you've wrote there, Yorick, and then the computer will speak what you've written on the live, and he gets absolutely. It's like troll heaven. It's like troll heaven on there, and everyone just annihilates him on there. And he says he's got like a millionaire life. He lives in hotels every night. It doesn't seem sustainable, though. He's live a lot of the time as well. He's either driving in his car or he's at a Hilton hotel. It doesn't seem sustainable. But I think the attraction for that channel is that people can write loads of rude things towards him. He doesn't react to it. Probably very, very, very good for the algorithm. Sanderson saying, I've seen a big woman in pajamas singing badly. She has 166 people watching her. Yeah, that makes me feel great.
Sorry.
It's true, though. You think would do well. Yeah, it's just the nature of humanity. It's the nature of this format, isn't it? It's just the nature of it. Yorik's saying, check out Yorik's channel, by the way, guys. Anyone that's watching. I'm doing a new thing in my channel, reviewing things. I did a beetroot juice review. Yeah, it's good to do different things. Okay, check it out on his channel. I've not seen that, Yorik, if I'm honest. Yorik does different content. He does a lot of gaming. He has a rabbit called Einstein. He does some Mr. Einstein, I apologise. I forget. You play games on there, interactive games where people, I forgot the name of the game, where you try and figure out what the picture means, basically. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining that very well, Yorik. But check out Yorik's channel if you want to, guys. Some good content on there. Different content on there. And you're trying to review every single Tube Playables game. I don't know what the Tube Playables games are, Yorik. There's a lot of... you're absolutely right. There's a lot of health benefits with regards to beetroot. I've not really drank it. I think I've drank it once or twice. I know it's healthy, but I can't remember what it's good for, if I'm honest. I find with anything like that, the less ingredients, the better. Usually, the less... if it's got a few natural ingredients, usually that's a very good indicator that it's natural and it's going to be genuinely good for you. I'm not saying that drink's bad for you, by the way, so I've not seen it, Yorik, but some drinks they're pretending to be healthy and they're not. They're full of E numbers and preservatives and additives and even words I can't even pronounce or remember. And it's got a long list of ingredients. If something's got a long fucking list of ingredients, things that aren't natural, E20, E2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever number it is, usually that means it's not healthy. Thanks, Yorik, for explaining, though. Yorik's saying it lowers blood pressure. This is on about beetroot juice now. It lowers blood pressure. It's good for exercise performance and liver and kidney health. Thanks for elaborating, because I couldn't remember what it was good for. Usually in my opinion, with genuinely healthy drinks, like beetroot juice, for example, the expiration won't last long either. You might get a few days out of it. If something has a longer expiration date, like sometimes a year or 6 months, and it's a health drink, usually it has it's going to have additives, preservatives in there that are going to be, I'd assume, unhealthy most of the time. So basically, long story short, genuinely healthy drinks don't have a long shelf life. That's it. Sandra's saying, I've just eaten sauerkraut almost every day in Croatia, Yorik. Extremely healthy and great for your guts, lowering blood pressure, digestion, good for your digestion, good for your immune system, etc., etc. They say that the stomach is a second brain. The stomach is a second brain, man. It affects how you feel. It affects your hormones, basically. There's a lot more to it than I've just said, though. Yorik's saying, no, the beetroot one is organic and not long list of ingredients. Just beetroot 90% and 10% apple juice. That's it. Well, that sounds like it's very healthy then, Yorik. Yes, that's it. 90% beetroot juice, natural beetroot juice. That's going to be good for you, man. Yorik's saying, yes, sauerkraut, a very good Good too, Sander. Yeah, good for your gut biome. Yorick saying, Sander's saying, Yorick, I've just seen your short, beat it. Yeah, how are you going to beat that, though? I don't know how you're going to beat that. Sander's then saying, Yorick, but be mindful, fibre sauerkraut, but with only 3 ingredients, water, salt, and cabbage. Sorry. Oh, one moment. Let me just move a second. So I'm just going to give an overview of what we've talked about today. We basically, just to conclude a little bit, we've talked about, this is a common space for overthinking minds, people that overthink, especially at nighttime, they're ruminating, emotionally charged thought process sometimes. And we've talked about the overthinking mind, feeling like you're behind in life. We've talked about the loneliness and feeling disconnected in life. A lot of people that are open-minded and introspective and think about things in a deep manner, obviously, a lot of the time they do feel like, well, I personally feel like disconnected a lot of the time in my life and very misunderstood and underestimated and misunderstood because I probably think differently to the majority of people. And it can feel lonely sometimes. But hopefully on here, I've discussed these things already, by the way, because I'm just concluding. On here, hopefully people can feel understood and they can feel like they can share the problems, etc., etc. That's what my channel's about. Anyway, I'm just doing an open chat now for anyone that's just joined. I just want to say thank you to anyone that's liked, subscribed. I really, really appreciate you all. Thank you. It means a lot. I'm just going to go to open chat for a while, see where that goes, see where the conversation goes, and then I'll call it a day. Then I'll end the stream soon, should I say. Yorick, if you're still there, what's your thoughts on trolls? Because trolls, as bad as they can be, they really help your algorithm. They really, really help the algorithm. They do it good, basically. Believe it or not, that's my thoughts on it. So sometimes if you're getting trolls, it's like let them comment, let them say their bad things without it bothering you, in my opinion. Oh, so sorry, Zuki's joined us. Hi, Zuki. Good evening to Zuki. How are you, Zuki? How are you doing? How's life? Hope you're okay. Hope you're feeling okay. How's the pain? How's the energy levels? I always ask you this. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, by the way. I'm not putting pressure on you. Sandra says she's hungry. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to be ending the live soon, in the next 10 minutes or so. I'm just going to let it go for a bit longer. Sandra's asking Zuki if Sandra's mentioning to Zuki that she hopes that she is well. Very kind. What was I going to say? I don't know. Just chilling for now. Things are so. Got an MSK appointment tomorrow, so hoping it will be useful. So that's what you could set your intentions towards then. I think you already are doing. Set your intentions as anticipate positivity. I anticipate this MSK appointment to be beneficial. Potentially. I hope. Yeah. What's the best outcome you could expect from that? Is it musculoskeletal MSK? Forgive me if I'm not saying the abbreviation correctly. I hope it goes really well too. I hope it's beneficial. I hope sometimes in life it's good to know what the problem is, and you hope then that there's then a solution to that problem, ideally. So it's musculoskeletal. Yeah, I thought so. That's it, Brad. Yeah, thought so. Thanks for confirming that. I wasn't sure 100%. Yeah, before Zuki, I was talking about how we can overthink things sometimes and put ourselves down and feel like we're behind in life. And one of the things that can help to stop ourselves from ruminating, from overthinking, etc., is sometimes to be just to be grateful for what's happened on that day, and also sometimes just to anticipate positivity more. Think about what's my intention for tomorrow? What am I hoping for tomorrow? What am I working for tomorrow? I hope that I can get up and feel a bit more energized. I hope that my pain's a little bit less. I anticipate less pain. My intention for tomorrow is this appointment to go well. I'm just giving examples there. And setting some intentions. I suppose it's a bit like the law of attraction type of thing, anticipating positivity more. Sandra's giving Zuki a hug. Sandra says, best of luck, Zuki. Definitely manifest some solutions and resolutions for tomorrow. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just doing an open chat for now. I'm just going to chat to Sandra up. Sandra.
Yes.
What can we eat?
Good question. There's so many options.
Is there?
Are you up for a pizza?
No.
Oh. Because you said you wanted to go for pizza.
I did say that, you're right. But by the time it comes...
Would you be open for like a mortadella sandwich?
No.
What about the pistachio sandwich?
Yeah.
What about cevapi? What about burgers?
Chicken. I want chicken.
Chicken sandwich.
Sorry, I'm talking about what I'm having to eat. Sorry, guys. We're open chat now. We're chilling. Go on.
Would you like cevapi?
No. It's too heavy.
Yeah, true.
What's cevapi, Sander? Explain.
Cevapi is like ground meat that are made that's made into a certain shape, like a little. Let's say it's a sausage shape, but it's shorter than a sausage, and they're usually grilled. They taste best grilled, and they're placed in a special kind of bread that's handmade, and you can put onions inside and sauces like roasted ground pepper sauce, which is called ayvar.
Right.
Or you could put this white buttery sauce as well, creamy buttery sauce. You just eat it usually with those three things: onions, ayvar, and kaymak. It's called the sauce, the third sauce, the buttery, creamy white sauce. It's absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite meals ever, and it's just Brad can vouch how nice it is. Basically,
yeah, it's nice, very filling.
It's very nice.
It's a Croatian. It's one of the Croatians' favorite meals, isn't it?
It's one of the Croatian staples.
But
it originates from Turkey, basically. So it's like a Turkish origin kind of food, for sure. And they have it too in Turkey, obviously. And ayvar originates from Macedonia. They're the first country that actually made and produced ayvar.
Ayvar is a sauce kind of thing.
But I believe as Croatians, we're very talented in adopting things that are very delicious and tasty into our country and incorporating them into our cuisine. So I think we just like to live. We just like to live well here, and having the finer things in life. We like that. Basically, we're really good at that. We're talented for making our lives nicer for ourselves. So yeah, therefore we adopted a lot of cuisines, and Turks were the ones who ruled over us. So we adopted a lot of their cuisine.
And Italian.
Which is really good. Yeah, it's definitely Italians, because Romans ruled us as well. So we adopted the best out of their cuisine and their fashion and their way of like dolce far niente, like living slowly, basically. La dolce vita kind of approach to life that we have here.
So that fits into the coffee culture.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Where they sit and eat, they sit and drink. There's no rush like in England, is there?
No.
Rat race in England.
No, we can sit for hours having a coffee.
And just talking, sitting, chilling.
Friends.
Just watching the world go by.
That's why we like to philosophize over everything. It can be annoying, by the way. But yeah, basically cevapi is really nice. I really, really like it. If I was to have like a, you know how they say, what would your last meal be? Or if you're having a death sentence, what would your last meal be? Top 3 last meals for me would be cevapi for sure. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Yeah. I agree.
What would your last meal be? I know I'm going a bit chilled now. Sometimes, obviously, a lot of the time, I talk about deep topics. I talk about psychology. I talk about narcissists. I talk about a lot of a wide variety of things with regards to self-improvement, towards self-esteem, towards people-pleasing. The list goes on, towards addictions, etc., etc. But sometimes you've got to chill, and sometimes you've got to just have light conversations.
Chill with the still.
Chill, and it just helps you to relax more.
Chill with the still. What the hell?
What would your last meal be? Is the question. If you were to choose one. Yeah, we'll order something. Sorry, I'm changing the topic here. We're a bit relaxed now.
Yeah.
Let's think about what we're ordering.
Yorick, there's so much to order. There's so many different things that you can order that are so good. So it's really difficult to decide what would you like to eat.
Right, yeah, it's really difficult to the problem here is there's a lot of good food options. They're really, really good. Honestly, the quality of the food's fucking a lot better than England. English food's shit, man. It's shit in comparison. Really, really is.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Here it's so much better.
Yeah.
It just is. Anyway, what would your last meal be is the question. You look through what? Thinking of food.
So are you open for a sandwich then?
I'm open for the chicken. I want chicken, please, yeah.
The pistachio.
Yeah. Sander, do you think that Socrates was the greatest philosopher?
Oh my God. What a question. Socrates, there were many of them. They all had something wise to say, that's for
Marcus
sure.
Aurelius is obviously one.
Marcus Aurelius, Socrates, Aristotle. But Yorick, yeah, he was a Greek philosopher, but generally, I'm not very educated on the Greek philosophers per se and what their teachings were. I like the idea of the Greek philosophers, and I'd like to imagine them in my mind, like they're walking around the garden with their hands behind on their back, you know, and then they're just mulling and thinking over things. And honestly, that'll be a great job for me. Like, I would love that, to be a philosopher. Anyways, there's no money in that, obviously. But then, sorry, I'm just, I've strayed away from the question. But basically, Yorick, Greek philosophy and wisdom, generally, and Latin as well, it's basically it's the home of all philosophy and wisdom in the world, basically. That's where it all comes from. That's literally where it all comes from. So, yeah, I believe just that they've just been amazing and so advanced. Romans, Latins, and Greek, yeah, they were so advanced. And they've set us up for life, basically, with their wisdom.
Yeah, but it's not been applied. And also, a lot of them, the philosophers, they probably just, they were, let me be cynical, probably super rich, didn't have to work, had loads of time to mull over things and walk around and philosophize, thinking, I'd have done that. But yeah, but you're not working like a fucking slave.
That's it.
Yeah, but I'm in the garden just eating grapes and drinking wine and scratching my bits while I look at the sky, thinking about how I should be philosophical in the situation. I think it can really help you. Stoicism can really, really help you. It can really, really help you, absolutely.
And I think they've helped all of the leaders with their wisdom.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but it's not been applied in a lot of life, is it? All those wisdoms are very, very true. They're very, very good. However, it's a lot of the society and living by them. No, they're not. Sorry, I'm being a bit thingy. Anyway, so Zuki's saying one of my favourites will be a ratatouille tart, blind baked crust with feta or some kind of quiche. Haha.
That sounds yummy, Zuki.
Sounds fucking very specific. Mine would be like a really nice T-bone steak, medium rare, with some nice potatoes and some peas. I know it sounds really simple.
He's a simple guy. I suppose I am with my chapati.
Right, okay. I should have reviewed some question feeling your lives maybe next year. So Yorick, I was doing videos, and what happened is my algorithm has gone for a shit big time, and I mean it's gone downhill. My viewings overall were going down because I was creating content in the mornings on a Monday or a Tuesday. It was out of my normal rhythm of doing things. So the algorithm didn't. It played up. The fact that I'm in a different country, I'm in a different location, I think it really messed with my algorithm, and my viewings were terrible. And they've gone downhill. I'm looking forward to going back home and being more structured. It is a good idea to do the reviews, I suppose. I could make videos on that. But I've done a few less lives because I just felt like my... I don't know. Felt like the algorithm's not loving me at the moment, Yorick, if I'm honest. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the way I'm doing things. I don't know. When we'll be returning to Croatia again is in May next year, hopefully.
For my nephew's communion.
Yeah. We've been to Greece. I've been to Greece. Yeah, I've been to Falaraki. I don't know if that really counts. I've been to Corfu. They're the islands of Greece. I don't think I've actually been to mainland Greece, though. Have you been to Greece, Sander? Don't think you have.
I have not been to Greece. No, I would love to go, though.
I'm going to call it a day, guys. I think that's enough for today. If Zuki, if you're still there, good luck for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, best of luck, Zuki. You've got this.
Yeah, good luck for tomorrow. Let us know how it goes if you want to. Of course, no pressure with that. Like I always say. And Yorick, when are you going live next? When's your next live? Is the question. Before I go. No worries, Zuki. Good luck for tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah, good evening to you, Zuki. Thanks for being with us today.
Take care.
I'm going to call it a day, guys. Sorry, go on. Sorry, I'm going to speak to Yorick just before I go. So you think going live same time helps algorithm and more viewers? I think so. I'm not an expert, Yorick, but my algorithm on this holiday, I thought, oh, I'm going to be doing more. Therefore, I'm going to get more views. Therefore, I'm going to get more people watching. Therefore, I'm going to get more subscribers. Therefore, it has not happened. It has not happened as I'd anticipated it to happen. Just didn't work out that way. Probably because I was trying different things as well. I was being a bit more... my content was different. I was walking around Split in Croatia. Usually, I'm at home talking about psychology or whatever. So it I think it messed it up a bit. And it did mess the location, I think, messed it up. And makes sense as viewers a bit more likely to know, knowing you go. I think it's better if you have structure with your lives, set times. I'm working towards that. I do Sundays at 10 o'clock in the morning every time. I'm usually consistent with that, but the other times I've been a bit off, so I need to change that, basically. I think it does help, Yorick, absolutely. You're maybe going to review a game so quickly. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Yorick. Right, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you for watching. I will be here again, definitely Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to try my best to be there on Saturday, but probably going to be busy on Saturday, if I'm honest. I'll be there Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Check out my channel, and I'll let you know what we're going to be talking about. If anyone's got any suggestions, then please let me know. Just communicate on the community section of my channel, and I'll consider doing a live on that topic. So thank you for your time. Look after each other. Good luck to Zuki for tomorrow. And thank you. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.